As the NHL trade deadline continues to move pretty quick today, the New York Rangers finally get on the action here, acquiring Seattle Kraken center Alex Wennberg. It's a pretty good deal here for the Rangers. They're getting a pretty good third-line center here. Obviously, Filipino was a big part of this team going into the season, and then obviously gets hurt, misses a lot of time, and he's not coming back for the rest of the season. Unfortunately, hopefully he'll be healthy for next season. But now the Rangers have kind of filled that third-line center spot with Alex Wennberg here, who's going to play a really good kind of defensive game. He's a solid kind of shutdown center for that third line. He can also contribute a bit offensively as well. He's not great offensively, but definitely not too bad at all. And we'll get to the stats and stuff in a bit. But taking a look here at the trade, the Kraken are retaining 50% on Wennberg, and Seattle is getting a second-round pick in 2024 and a fourth-round pick in 2025. So pretty much a second and a fourth for Wennberg at 50% retained, which brings his cap hit down to about $2.25 million, which his contract right now is at 4.5. He's a rental, so that's not bad at all. Bringing his cap hit down quite low. The Rangers still have enough room to go out there and acquire, a right winger if they want to do that, which I definitely, and most Rangers fans would agree, I'd imagine, that we definitely clearly have a need there for that top line right wing spot alongside Zibanejad and Kreider. So with him getting 50% retained and assuming that this guy whoever's coming in or whichever they trade for, I'd imagine he potentially could be 50% retained as well. There definitely is enough room to go out there, get that right winger, as well as potentially another player, like potentially a D-man. That's a possibility, but who will know? We'll have to wait and see. But in this video, getting back here to the Wennberg news, obviously a second and a fourth for Wennberg. Not bad at all at 50% retained. Brings the cap it down low. And, Wennberg's value, I would say, is about a second-round pick. That's kind of what I figured his kind of value is himself. And then you also got to, account in there for that 50% retaining. That's going to acquire a bit more value as well. So a second and a fourth is not too big of a deal at all. And that fourth-round pick is actually the Dallas Stars pick in 2025. It was acquired in the Nils Lundqvist trade when the Rangers got a first-round pick as well as just conditional fourth. It seems like the condition's probably not going to hit, so it's going to be more than likely a fourth-round pick in 2025, which is not too bad there. Dallas is going to be a good team. More likely to be the late fourth as well. So not too bad. A second and a fourth round pick for Alex Wennberg at 50% retained, I think is pretty good value. I mean, you take a look at a deal like the Adam Henrique one that went down earlier. I know there was another piece involved there as well, but that deal got pretty expensive there, first round picks plus some other stuff as well. So I think the Rangers made out pretty good here in this one, only sending a second and a fourth. Not too bad. And the Rangers still have room, like I said, to go out there and acquire that top line right winger as well. And taking a look at what Alex Wennberg has done so far this season offensively, he's got 60 games played, 9 goals, 16 assists, 25 points, not doing too bad, 4 game-winning goals, and he's averaging about 18 minutes and 49 seconds per night, so that's not too bad there as well. I mean, he's playing a decent amount there. He's definitely a guy who, in the playoffs, can be used in that kind of shutdown role, so he's going to get a decent amount of ice time, I'd imagine, come playoff time, and he's obviously playing quite a bit this season, so that's not too bad, but he's also a guy who doesn't have a ton of points on the power play. I mean, this season so far, he only has 2 power play goals and 2 power play assists, so he does have 21 of the 25 points at even strength or at shorthanded, which obviously is a bonus as well. I mean, he does have 1 shorthanded goal this year, no shorthanded assist. So, 20 of his 25 points are at even strength. He's got 1 shorthanded goal there as well. So he can do a bit of damage there on the PK potentially, but overall, he's going to be a guy who, can help on the PK as well, which is obviously nice, but he can also be, just in general, a pretty good kind of shutdown center, play a good defensive game, which you can always have another guy like that. You always want good defensive players come playoff time, and this is definitely a guy who can do that. He's also 6'2", 290 pounds, so he's not just going to get pushed around up there. He's not just some small guy. He's got a bit of muscle to him, big size there, so not too bad at all. He's a pretty solid player, and I think definitely will have a good impact on this New York Rangers third line. And come playoff time, like I said, you want these type of players. He's going to help a lot, and I think he'd have a pretty big impact on this team. I know he's not the flashiest player, and he's definitely offensively, he's not going to help out a ton. At 5-on-5 scoring, for example, he's going to help out a decent amount, but, he does only have, 20 points at even strength in 60 games played. That's not amazing, but it's definitely not too bad. And for what he brings, I think in general, he's going to be a really good player for this team. Taking a look, though, at some other stats here. I mean, so far this season, he does have 65 block shots, which, for a center and not, forward in general, that's not too bad at all. He's got 40 takeaways, 18 giveaways, 9 defensive zone giveaways. That's not too bad at all either. And for the face-off, so far this season, he is at 46.7%. So not doing too great there, but not terrible. I mean, the Rangers are already, in general, one of the better teams in the entire NHL face-off, so adding him in here at 46.7% isn't going to be too big of a deal, and he already is, a really good all-around center, so adding him in here is going to be a good impact either way. The face-offs aren't going to be great, but still, He's a really good guy for this team, and I think the value the Rangers gave as well is quite good in general. He should have a pretty good impact on this team, and come playoff time, he should be a pretty great player. Anyways, though, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please smash the like button. Don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the New York Rangers trading for Alex Wennberg, as well as comment down below your guys' top line right wing targets. Who do you want to see the Rangers go after here? Because they still got some cap space left. They're probably going to make another trade. I imagine they're definitely looking at a top line right winger there to go alongside Zibanejad and Kreider. So comment down below who you want to see the Rangers trade for, and don't forget to subscribe for daily New York Rangers content.